Hey guys, this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm coming to you guys with another Follow-Up Friday. And this is going to be relative to my Ford F-150 that I have on order and an interesting letter that Ford sent out yesterday. And I'm going to get into that in a moment. I am here to provide you guys with more information today, a little bit of insight into what this letter from Ford says. And on top of that, some ways you guys might be able to creatively track your trucks if you're waiting for them. So it's interesting. There's a lot of people that have come to this channel. I think I looked at the videos about the F-150 and it was almost 300 subscribers specifically for that truck content. So welcome to the channel. Thank you very much. Now, I do have some other videos coming out here this upcoming week from the time that I spent in Georgia at Maxwell's Motorcycles last week. I was able to, thanks to John's buddy John, get on a Can-Am Riker and do a review. And then I also did a review of the Indian Chieftain that he lent me for the week. And so I have those two videos coming as well. But I did want to get back to this Ford F-150. Now, my truck, I ordered, and as of today, it's saying it's due to be delivered in 17 days. So I ordered my truck, well, it was May 17th. That I actually placed that order. And if they deliver on what they're saying 17 days from now, that will be a total of 2 months and 6 days or just over 9 weeks. Now, usually without these microchip shortages and all that, they quote 6 to 8 weeks. If they deliver at this time, it will be 9 weeks. And I was kind of assuming 10 to 12. So it's a little bit sooner than I had anticipated. And I think I know why. Now, I'm going to go into what this letter means, which basically is just plant shutdowns. It's not good. But I do want to say that the way you can track your trucks, there is a page here on F150gen14.com, which I will link in the description down below. What you need is your VIN number and your order number. If you have a window sticker, your VIN and order number are on there. I'll just grab a window sticker here and show you guys where that order number is and where the VIN number is, and you can track your own vehicles. Of course, you also have the Ford tracking site, which gives you just some basics. Now, this Ford F-150 forums tracking site, you can take your order number and VIN number and load in the vehicle information. And this is where you actually get a little bit more as far as what your build is, the date my order was received, ETA end date, the production date. I'm going to say it's basically the same information that they provide on the other page, but you can actually get in a little bit more into the build, what is actually a part of your build, which is pretty interesting. It's kind of cool to see it this way. So now what this letter says, this letter was actually provided from John Savona, who is the Vice President of Manufacturing and Labor Affairs for Ford Motor Company. I'll just read it here. The global semiconductor shortage continues to create challenges for Ford's North America plants, along with automakers and other industries around the world. While you work hard to build as many high-demand vehicles for our dealers and customers as you can, other Ford team members are doing their best part to help maximize production. We're applying key learnings to modernize our operations moving forward, which will benefit us all long-term. We appreciate your support and understanding as we work through this together. The following North American plants will be affected by parts shortfalls created by the semiconductor shortage. Now, I took this letter and actually took a little more information from the website. The plants that they mentioned in this letter will be down from the weeks of May 17th and the 24th. So if your truck is in these plants and is not scheduled to be completed before those shutdowns, then I would add 2 weeks onto your dates. That is going to be a week from this upcoming Monday that those plants will shut down for those 2 weeks. This says in every case except Michigan Assembly, this is a continuation of previously announced downtime. So they're actually downtime on top of already having downtime. So it may be even more than what they're saying just those 2 weeks are. But plant by plant, I'm going to break this down. So they have the Chicago Assembly Plant, which manufactures the Ford Explorer, Police Interceptor Utility, and Lincoln Aviator. Flat Rock Assembly Plant, which does the Ford Mustang, Shelby GT350, and 350R. Kansas City Assembly Plant, that is F-150s and Transit lines. Michigan Assembly Plant, which is the Ford Ranger. Ohio assembly plant, which is the F-650, 750 medium-duty trucks, and the F-350, 450, and 550 super-duty chassis cabs. Hermosillo assembly plant, I probably butchered that. That is down in Mexico, actually. Ford Fusion, Fusion Hybrid, basically every version of the Fusion. So as of reading this, they do not mention the Dearborn plant. So what I kind of read into all of this is that it looks to me like every vehicle in the Ford line is hit, including the F-150, but it looks like all of the plants that produce anything aside from the F-150 are just going on shutdown. And I read in the forums today, which I tend to agree is probably what's happening, is they're just going to keep pumping these F-150s out of Dearborn. And the reason for that, why they would just channel all of those semiconductors to the F-150, Ford's big main claim to fame is selling the number one pickup truck in the country. And I think that they're not going to let the semiconductor shortage have any potential to lose a year out of that to be able to say that they are the longest running, best sold pickup truck in the U.S. It's a very strong marketing campaign. And I think they're channeling all of their efforts into being able to maintain that. And that's kind of what it seems to be here. So that's all I can take out of this whole thing right now. Now, the options that I didn't select specifically, when I was reading through the forums and I placed my orders, it was right before this microchip shortage was really formally announced as a problem, but it was already being talked about in the media. And I started trolling through the forums a little bit to find out what the items were that could potentially delay the truck. I've heard power running boards and wheel liners, and the big one I hear is the bed liner. They send those off site, and that can add a couple weeks onto the truck build as well. So if you have an F-150 that's rolling off the line in the next week or so, and then it sits in a parking lot to get transferred over to the bed liner company, they may not be doing those transfers as the plant shut down for 2 weeks. So not only do you add 2 weeks to get the bed liner installed, but you also might just have 2 weeks where that truck's sitting in a parking lot. So I didn't go with the bed liner. I'll take it over to Line-X when I get the truck. I love Line-X anyways. And that was kind of the way I was going to go. So this isn't exclusive to Ford. As a matter of fact, Tim from Pickup Trucks and SUVs YouTube channel just shared that the new 2022, I believe the model year is, GM trucks that are getting retooled for the interiors are now also being delayed, I think almost a whole model year. I'm not entirely sure. So that means that the refreshed 1500 line from GM with the Silverado and Sierra are also going to be delayed. This is just affecting everybody in a lot of ways. Now, really interesting is I'm going to also include a link to a video down below from a 60 minutes video about this microchip shortage. And very fascinating. It's actually taking place right here in my backyard in Arizona. Intel being the U.S. producer of microchips, they are smaller market share of microchips for the automotive industry, and TSMC, who is a Taiwan company, is actually moving into town here right in Intel's backyard, which I find kind of funny. And they are going to be creating, this is like a 20 billion or 40 billion, billions of dollars being invested right in my backyard here to address this microchip shortage. And it goes even further into interesting things between China trying to reclaim Taiwan and what that would mean for the microchip companies, because right now the U.S. isn't importing microchips from China. So if China takes over Taiwan, you've basically lost your largest supplier of microchips. And very interesting and also scary conversation to be had around that topic. So that's a whole different topic for probably not another video on this channel, but interesting information to pay attention to, because microchips almost seems like those semiconductors are like the new oil at this point, and that can be a scary thing. So guys, with that being said, again, I just wanted to do this follow-up Friday video for this Ford F-150 that I have on order for the newer subscribers. Thank you guys very much for coming along. So again, if this is your first time tuning in, please hit the subscribe button down below. Remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel. See you guys next time.